The road to $500,000 goes from 40 hopefuls to 10 as we end the regular season and set the field of playoff drivers. From iRacing's virtual Pocono Raceway, we say good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the regular season finale of the 2024 NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Field in the hands of a hungry 51 machine of Donovan Strauss for the last time in the regular season. Let's go racing at Pocono. Already 5 wide, a couple of rows back. Battle for the race lead on. Top side, Kerwin. Inside, Strauss and a Hornet's Nest behind them.
The one guy that stuck out early in the moves that he was make, that number 8 car that's on the top of your screen, went high immediately off the jump. That seemed to be a good place to go. He's been able to use that draft as a number of drivers still on the bottom, 3 and 4 wide throughout the field. Strauss in the best seat in the house right now gets to watch it all from behind as Kerwin looks on, but everybody trying to shuffle out and find their place in line. Again, this is a track where draft is going to be very important, so you want to be on the top side on these long straightaways, and everybody fighting to get there right now. Oh, trouble, that's Olatin Boson, and a number of cars going to be involved in this one. Matthew Zwack, Derek Bordeaux, Graham Bolin spins, Malik Ray, a championship competitor, if he could get into the top 20, is involved as well, as they're not quite able to get back to the stripe.
You now hypothesizing that the car on the bottom, the 97 of Tucker Minter, may not have known they were still 4 wide off the corner.
Well, and it is tough to know, and well, I don't know, like you know, Tucker Minter's in a tight spot there. Garrett Maines, who's on the top side 3 wide there. I think he anticipated that Bowden was going to be on his outside, exiting the corner 4 wide. He had space out there, but if that 17 was out there, he was in a good spot. He tags the right rear of Femi Olatin Boson, spins him around, and we have the big one at Pocono. As you can see kind of behind, this is the Male on board of Garrett Lowe. He's able to smoothly drive his way through this one. It's really difficult, as we can see Wyatt Tinsley. We mentioned the fact that he's right on the cut line. He was 20th coming into the night. He's made up a couple of spots on this restart and trying to be one of those Lone Rangers that is getting the job done on the bottom. Now, the great part is, look on his outside, everybody stacks up when everybody's running the same lane. So he is able to make up a little bit of ground here to turn 3, and just as we're on board with him, that's how close the points are right now. He gets passed right here by Michael Guest, and he's out. So that is how close this margin is right now between drivers that are in and drivers that are out.
They're likely not close enough to the likes of DeMerchant, 24 points ahead, and Keister, 24 points ahead, unless those cars have trouble. And speaking of which, the 69 car out of control, spinning, and a caution for Ray Alfala, second yellow in the opening 10 laps. Incident off of turn 3 today.
Going to see 3 wide, a couple of former series champions. Ryan losing the 80. Remember, he kind of got kicked up by Colin Bowden, and Alfala is trying to save it. And eventually with these next-gen cars, sometimes they can just snap on you in the middle of the corner if you barely get out of shape. And if anything, try to get back in the gas to avoid kind of coming back up into traffic, but really nothing that he could do.
48 laps to go in the regular season. Green flag in the air. Nice hearty jump for the 51 car. He's clear and leaves the fight for second behind him. Kerwin, though, has the push from DeMerchant on the outside.
DeMerchant just locked onto that rear bumper of Kerwin heading into the corner. He lifts early there, gives Kerwin the benefit there to get into the corner nice and smooth. And now you see the first 2 lanes. Oh, Bowden almost gets up into the fence back there.
3 wide, big bobble. That's Wyatt Tinsley, center of it all in the quick trip number 20 Toyota. Look out for one of the drivers who's got a good shot at locking into the playoffs if he can keep that nose clean.
And he's kind of in the worst scenario right here. He's one of those cars that stayed out as they're wrecking further back on the front straightaway. Caution is going to come out again as 2 or 3 cars slam into the inside pit wall.
Right around 22nd position, Michael Guest was in that spot. Tucker Minter had a bad restart, slid back into the middle. And watch the 97 car, Blake. I don't know if he thought the gap was there or if that car was pushing, but got into the quarter panel of the 45 and it kicked it all off. That could be a pass for the potential race win. Keister hasn't been caught since the pit cycle. The 8 car, a honeycut, goes to the inside, trying to bully the 66 out of the way.
Now Unger's blocked up.
Oh! Honeycutt gets turned across the nose of Steven Wilson as he tried to throw the block, and that may put his playoffs out of reach.
Deficit is going to be one that you can overcome.
You called it, Blake, a block gone wrong off of turn number 3. We take a look.
Yeah, he sent it in trying to get clear. Keister, who, reminder, is on no tires, and then unfortunately isn't able to get clear. That's going to allow Wilson to build up a run, and Honeycutt is trying. He's not trying to really protect position. He wants Wilson to push him, and Wilson's trying to make the pass, and unfortunately Honeycutt just cuts down as Wilson's trying to make that run. Wilson keeps going down lower and lower and eventually just turns himself. As you can see, Honeycutt, if he had gotten clear of Keister, would not have been a problem, but you can see, yeah, he's just trying to take that run, take that draft to keep his track position from Steven Wilson. And he viewed that as, well, if I fall any further back, I'm not going to have a shot to win this race. And that's all he needed tonight. So a tough scenario there for Caden Honeycutt.
A lot of it was Donovan Strauss early. Green flag in the air. It is another good jump on the bottom as Colin Bowden gives a push. Here comes Olatim Bosin. 3 wide to the inside. Look at the 22.
And you have so many cars that are on old tires here. Oh, and that's going to be Jordy Lopez, who wiggles in the middle of the field. Caution flag is out. 1 car on its lid. That is Derek Bordeaux, who is not able to make it out. And this is exactly the scenario I was worried about for those drivers that pit. As all these laps are running under caution, the heat cycles that these tires go through, you're losing your advantage lap by lap.
Well, let's wind it back and watch it again. They didn't even get halfway through turn number 1 before it all kicked off. The 36 car was the first one who I saw to get turned around, but I think it started below him into the corner. Olatim Bosin made a big move, and then right there, the 90 had some help, I think, from the 12 car. What happens? Can they get through turn number 1, or is this the final restart of the regular season? It's all on Cody Bias. Green flag in the air, but Bowden is right there with him.
Bias did not win the record further back in the pack.
Spinner, quick caution, and we are headed to NASCAR overtime as it was quick. Tyler Gary, Ray Alfalla, the 2 drivers slow towards the back of the field. I think Alfalla was just low, avoiding all of it. Gary is where the incident comes from, center of the pack, and live scoring looks to be showing that Colin Bowden, the race leader, after Blake, I thought he got a better start and beat the race leader to the line. The penalized number 17 of Colin Bowden as the control car. That car is gone. Green flag is in the air. The car was DQ'd for not serving the penalty. Bias leads to 1. Here comes Kerwin. 3 wide to the inside of row 2.
Kerwin's going to be really aggressive here. He's going to win. This is his playoffs. He dumps her.
Turns him. Bias in front of the field. It is a huge full field pileup on the exit of turn 1 after they wrecked battling for the race lead. And Femi Olatim Bosin will emerge as the race leader. No longer in the picture, and a whole different complexion. 3 wide. It's the 77 on the attack, and I don't know if it's Bias trying to block or Bias taking his lane, Blake, but the 77 ended up there. They got into each other, and the result speaks for itself.
Well, again, I think you see the result of old tires and new tires right there, and I don't think Kerwin really understood the speed difference there was going to be. I know we've been sitting under caution forever, but Bias is still on really old tires, and I just don't think it's hard to know exactly where that speed difference is going to be. Bias starts at the top. He goes all the way to the bottom. Kerwin isn't expecting it. He's rolling on fresh tires. And then, unfortunately, I mean, just spins in a position. I mean, there's hardly anybody that missed this. I was trying to look through.
Zone. Olafson Boson gets an okay jump. We're back underway. He's got a half a car length advantage over the 97.
And he gets a good push by Ottinger on the inside. They're all stacked up on that inside lane. The outside's a bit separated. He's going to dive it in.
5 wide behind, so Wack just got tagged. Are they spinning back there? I think they're okay for the moment. Is up front. Olot's in front. Here comes Minter. Caution comes out as they were nose to nose. Who was scored as the race leader? A long shot, but worth noting since that's one of the drivers we have followed more closely. It's not often that a race winner does it to make the playoffs, despite how this format has been for quite some time now. You see him on the outside. Everybody just kind of drifted up. I think the cars 2-3 rows ahead of them even drove it into the fence. They were all just swinging wide off the corner. And that 7 ended up on the nose and in the air on top of Zwack. Spoiler, already a race winner. He's on the outside row. Pace car down and in. Olot in control. Green flag in the air. It's a good jump for the 22 car. What does the 25 of Ottinger do? Does he push or do they challenge to turn 1?
They're almost 7 wide behind him. If you're Minter, you got to get this lead. You got to get it immediately because I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to go.
Looks like they make it through the center of 1 and 2. Olot gets sideways. Here comes Minter to the inside. Femi throws a block. Can't shut the door. 3 wide for third, but Chucker Minter on the inside of Femi Olachenbos into the tunnel turn.
Femi's going to fight on the top side. He's going to get the run off turn number 3. They're 3 wide for the lead. Graham Boland's looking inside.
Where did Graham Boland come from?
3 wide, Minter in the center trying to fight. Still on the outside is Olot, but how about Graham Boland to the race lead? Looking for the white flag, but can he block them all the way to turn 1? This race is official.
Femi's giving a big shot to Graham Boland going in on the front straightaway here. They're going to file into turn number 1, but Graham Boland has the clean air, has nobody fighting him right now.
Graham Boland also looking for a race win. Entered tonight as a top 10 car in the points. Minter got sideways. He catches it. More cars having issues behind, but I don't know, Blake, if they can get back to the 48 car.
They got to form up here out of 2, and Olot's going to have to get some help from Minter, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. Olot harder to the wall. Boland trying to hang on and fight for a playoff spot. Can he pull it off? Here comes Minter to the outside.
Tucker Minter, one last look. Can he get to the rear of the 48 car? He's got the speed off the corner. Boland stays high. Minter to the inside. Who makes it first to the stripe? Graham Boland wins Pocono and wins his way to the playoffs. Official fan refreshment of NASCAR as Graham Boland is headed back to the playoffs. First time since 2022, but he's back in it and does it in extremely wild fashion, leading only the final 2 laps of the Pocono Setup Shop 150 to get the job done.